Could you imagine going to the golf course, being committed and confident in either one or two swing thoughts, and that regardless of the outcome of the round, you stick with those one or two changes because you know that you have a plan in place that spans over a long period of time that's going to give you the best chance of success as your golf game progresses towards the future? I think the reality for most golfers, and especially myself included, is sometimes we fall into the trap of thinking that certain positions within the golf swing are either good or bad. It's almost like we've been sold the lie that just because your club face is slightly open in this position or at the top of the backswing, that you still can't produce a good golf shot. But it couldn't be further from the truth. I think we sometimes need to realize that certain positions in the golf swing are going to suit other people better than others. So for example, all these videos talking about trying to get this lead wrist to bow at the top of the backswing, saying that that's going to be the perfect wrist positioning, is so totally wrong. Imagine the fact that if you had a strong grip, right? And then if you tried to get a bowed wrist, your club face is going to be so close that you'll just hit everything left and you'll just hook every single shot out there. And so for someone who created a strong grip at the start of their swing, you know what? It could be all right for their lead wrist to be a little bit cupped at the top of the swing and as it comes in to hit the golf ball, because that club face is still square when they actually hit the ball. And so this idea that when you're on the course and you hit one bad shot and then you don't have the confidence within your swing change to commit to it for the next shot and you just tried something completely different. I mean, people are trying to do 20 different things out on the course. And I think it just completely ruins your mindset during the round because you're so worried about like what your elbow's doing or what your hip's doing that you're completely forgetting about the target in mind and like the shot and all of the things that contribute to actually hitting a good golf shot. And so I want to give you the tools to be able to understand that just because you're doing a swing change, it doesn't mean that 100% of your shots that you create are going to be good. There's going to be variation. We are humans playing a sport, so it's sort of super important to realize that. And I think the best way to approach that could be just standing up there when you're starting the round of golf, understanding that this could be the worst round that you ever shoot, or it could be your best. I mean, everyone wants this consistency, but it's that variation that makes everything so exciting. Shooting your lowest score, you just think that you can shoot way better because you left shots out there and you just know that your potential is there. And so if I said, hey, you can shoot 75 for the rest of your life, but that's the score that you shoot every single round you go out and play, you'd stop playing because you already know the outcome. The unknown is what is exciting for us. And so we're going to have 3 actionable ways to allow you to have that tunnel vision on achieving your goal within the game of golf. So the first one being, when we're out on the course, we want to accept that every single shot is not going to be the result that we're looking for. And no single swing change that you make within your golf swing will ever produce that for you. You might get an hour or 20 golf balls of really solid strikes and exactly what you're looking for. But it's only a matter of time before you start to hit some bad shots. And it's not to say that that swing change is wrong. Like I said before, it's just what happens. So acceptance is key. The second one is having a plan of attack. Because the reality is your golf swing could have 50 different things wrong with it, but you only want to focus on the first priority. All those 49 other priorities are still a priority, but they're just not as important as the number one priority out there. So you could have your terrible crossed up alignment and your club face is super close coming in to hit the golf ball and your trail arm is bending and you've got all these different things wrong with it, but you're hitting every single shot left. We need to ask yourself, what's going to move the needle within my swing technique that's actually going to make me produce better golf shots? And in that case, left shots are normally because the club face is closed. So it would probably make sense to then just focus on the club face angle. If your alignment's a bit juiced up, a bit whack, obviously it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. So once we can prioritize the one swing change that is super important to our game that's actually going to move the needle, we then need to move on to the third thing that's going to give us that confidence and belief within ourselves to actually make the desired changes within our golf swing. When you go out and play, I'd imagine that all your playing partners give you some sort of tips when you're struggling. Hey, that might be right, but focusing on 10 different things is not going to give you any sort of idea on what you're trying to do with the shots at hand. You're going to be so worried about your internal thoughts that you're not going to be focused on the external things. And so my belief is if we can have someone there overlooking our golf swing over a long period of time, that's actually going to care about us making change and give us that roadmap of, okay, we need to change the grip to get the club face in a better spot. Then we need to work on the wrist angles. Then we need to sort the whacked up alignment. And then we work on the body rotation from there. It's not about trying to do all those 4 things at once. It's trying to do, hey, these 3 weeks, we're going to be trying to do this. These next 3 weeks, we're on to the next one. And we're just going to see how you react to making those changes, and then we'll move forward from there. And so the third way that I think we can have that undeniable confidence and conviction that when we're out on the golf course, we're there to think of these 1 or 2 swing changes is just to find yourself a coach who can give you that roadmap, who understands what you need to do within your swing to produce better ball flights and therefore shoot lower scores. And so if you want me to be that person, the link is in the description. And so our first change is we need to accept that we're going to hit bad shots regardless of the swing. We're not going to find the silver bullet, the one change that's going to make every single golf shot better. It's just not reality. The second one being is you could have 50 things wrong with your swing, but you need to focus on the one main priority. All the other 49 are important, but they're not as important as the number one goal. And number 3, find yourself someone that you can trust, who's going to give you a plan of attack over a long period of time, over let's say 6 months, where you can build a swing technique that gives you the best probability of hitting the best shots out there so that you can feel confident, committed, and play golf with conviction. If you've enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy this one because YouTube knows what you like. And so if I was you, I'd probably click there.